Hi, it's Chris Lamm with Commerce Home Mortgage. This is the market update for the month of November. I hope you guys are doing really well. I cannot believe it's already the end of the year. So we got a couple topics we're going to talk about this month, starting with when is it a good time to refinance? You know, a lot of people call us throughout the years to refinance a mortgage. I'm going to talk about why and how to measure if it's a good idea or not. We're also going to talk about kind of projecting what we think is going to happen in 2018 based on what experts are saying. As well as kind of just a general rate update. But before we get into that, I just want to tell everyone, I hope you had an awesome Halloween. This is, as you guys know, one of the first years with young kids that we've had with Halloween, and had a great time. My wife, who's very talented, made some little costumes for my kids. My daughter Ari was Hey Hey from the movie Moana, and any of you that have young kids know exactly who that is. I actually taught her how to do the scream, and every morning on the weekend she wakes up and makes me play that little segment of the film where the chicken screams. So I'm going to show you guys a picture of these little costumes. I'm going to bring it up here on the slide. So tons of fun. Having kids has been an absolute adventure, and October was definitely a really fun month for us. Jumping into this month's market update, I wanted to talk about when it's a good idea to refinance. I'm going to try to keep this really brief. There's really three reasons why people look at refinancing. One, to get a better rate and term. Now that's either going to be because they want to drop from one interest rate down to a lower rate, to save money in their monthly mortgage payment, and to save interest overall over the life of the loan. Now generally speaking, what I think is a good idea is when the closing costs for that refinance are going to be recouped within 2 years or less. In other words, if it costs you $2,000 to do a refinance in fees, you want to make sure that you're going to save at least $2,000 within 2 years max from the savings in your monthly payment. Now another idea is for someone that wants to go maybe from a 30-year to a 15-year and shorten that term. Now obviously your payment's going to go up, so the same economics don't work there. However, you're probably going to save hundreds of thousands of dollars in most cases in interest, and you're going to pay your house off a lot faster. It's usually a good idea to look at doing a shorter term if you're in your forever house, A, and B, you're probably knocking on the door to retirement. You're maybe looking 10 years down the road at retiring, and you want to make sure that when you retire, that house is paid off and you no longer have the housing expense. The second reason why sometimes refinancing can be a good idea is for debt consolidation. Now, if you have, consumer debt, revolving debt, or installment debt with high interest rates or rates that are even higher than your current mortgage, sometimes if you can get a lower rate and pay off some of that debt and incorporate it into the equity of your mortgage, you can save a ton of money. We had a couple clients this week that are going to save upwards of $500 per month by doing a debt consolidation loan, and their payment is not even going to go up on their 30-year fixed mortgage. So most people in California have a ton of equity, and if you have any debt, this is something to look at. And the last reason why some people look at refinancing is to maybe leverage some of the equity they have in their house that is not necessarily doing anything for them, to invest it in other things like real estate. I have some clients that will use equity from one house to use that as a down payment to purchase another home, leveraging the bank's money to get an investment property. So those are kind of the three reasons why we see people doing that today. Of course, if you ever have any questions on that, would love to talk to you about it. The second part I wanted to touch on is just kind of giving you guys a market update and what we're expecting as we go into 2018. Now, I hate to sound like a broken record, but we still have the same problem that we've had all year, which is low inventory. In other words, there's not enough supply to meet the demand of people that want to purchase homes. And this isn't just a Shasta County trend, this is California-wide, throughout the rest of the nation actually. And a lot of it has to do with just a lack of new construction. So going into 2018, most experts predict, including Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and National Association of Realtors, that we're going to see a very similar year that we saw this year, even a little bit greater in the amount of home sales that we see next year. One of the things that you want to take a look at is, number one, that home prices continue to build steam. I got an email update from a local appraiser this week, and in the month of October, we saw the average sales price in Shasta County touch $300,000, which is the first time I've seen that in a long time. So it's very obvious to most people that are kind of looking around that prices are still going up, and there's no sign that that will end heading into next year. But remember, it's still pretty dang affordable to buy a house. And for most people, when you look at what it costs to rent and what it costs to buy, buying is still generally a good idea. Now, as far as interest rates are concerned, they're still in the low fours. Heading into next year, I still think they're going to be pretty low, but we do have a new Federal Reserve that's going to be appointed sometime in January, and that definitely will have some sort of an impact on what interest rates are going to do. Although most people think that they really can't go anywhere too high because we still have a problem with housing and we need people to buy homes. So next year overall should be a really good year, especially for people that own a home right now, want to sell a house and maybe move up into a nicer house. It's still a good idea. And for people that are renting, looking at buying, it's still a pretty good idea. So if you have any questions on anything that we've covered in this monthly video blog, I hope you guys give me a call. Obviously you can call the office, email me anytime. Other than that, thank you guys for paying attention to these video blogs and giving us feedback. And I hope you have a great November and a happy Thanksgiving.